Mama said there'd be days like this. There'd be days like this. Mama said, Mama said, Mama said. She just failed to tell me that they could last for weeks or even years. Hey, my name is Deanne, if you don't know me, and my husband and I, Dwayne, we travel and speak, and we are big DIYers, so we love to share where family, faith, and fixing things come together in beautiful harmony. And we just recently bought a house that is a huge renovation, and we just kind of started sharing that journey. So recently, I was working on flooring, and there were nails in the subfloor in the plywood, and I was pulling them out, and I got so mad. Some of them were so hard to get out, and why is it that it's so easy to focus on the negative, right? So I said, I hate it when they don't come out. And all of a sudden I just flipped the switch in my head, like, I'm focusing on the negative here, and I said out loud, I love it when they come out easy. And so the next one was easy, and the next one was easy, and the next one was easy, and I just felt this joy bubble up in my soul, because I just realized I had been focusing on the negative, and that it's so much better to focus on the positive. It's so easy to get stuck in the negative, right? And when something is difficult, okay, that is a reality. Sometimes we suffer through a lot of struggles, whether it's health issues or physical pain. Yes, it's reality, but it's just so much better to focus on the positive. In Psalms, King David voices his problems, but he always takes it back to his trust in God. Like, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. In Job 13, he says, though I slay me, yet I will trust in him. We need to pray. I just have been reminded of that a lot lately, that we need to talk to God like he's our friend, that we've moved around just like 3 times in the last 3 years, and it's been really hard. Easy to feel lonely. I don't want to, I'm not saying anything bad to the friends that I do have here, the people that I love and enjoy here, but when you've lived somewhere for 25 years and you move, life is a lot different. Anyway, I just have been reminded that though I am without some of those comforts that I had, whether it be people or things or the space, God can provide that for me. I need to tell him. I need to have a relationship with him. You can't have a relationship with someone unless you're talking to them and sharing deep things, surface things and deep things. And we need to share. And I do think it's good for us to share some of our needs or desires or wants or requests with other people. So an example is, years and years ago, I was working full-time job, and I didn't even want to do full-time, but that was all this organization had, and I had been doing it for 4.5 years, and I really enjoyed it. But kids were in school, and I had to rely on a friend that I knew to pick up my son a couple of days a week. And she mentioned to me that she was going to a MOPS group meeting, and I said, I really, really want to start a house cleaning business so that I can make my own decisions of when I'm going to work. And she said, well, you know what? We'll pray for you at my MOPS meeting this morning. And I said, okay, great, thanks. Well, she told me the next day that there was a lady at the MOPS group that was wanting to quit her cleaning business. And it was just like a miracle. I got like 4 of her clients, and then I advertised a little bit and got a couple other clients. So it just was enough for me able to quit my job and afford to do that. oh, I was so happy, but it was like, it wasn't until I shared my need or desire or want. No, it doesn't happen every time, but it was just an amazing time that I will never forget. Those things that happen that carry us through. It's easy to get stuck in our grief or heartache sometimes, like you're paralyzed or like you're walking through mud. I feel that way through this renovation. It's just like one step forward and 3 steps back with a lot of things. But again, I gotta make myself focus on the good. We have gotten so much done. We have made this house so much better. So much better. And you can actually look at our YouTube, if you're watching this on Facebook, at Dwayne and Deanne DIY Life. And you can go back to the very beginning and see our videos of what this house looked like. I need to figure out how to put pictures on there as well, so it's easier for people to see. But Revelation says, to those who overcome, many times to those who overcome, and then he promises that you're rewarded through your faithfulness in the trials. I've thought so many times in my life about the Israelites, how they traveled 40 years, and it was an 11-day journey. Lord, I don't want to do that. And how many times, though, do we do that in life? There's so many things that we need to overcome. I don't know whether it's an eating addiction, whether it's a drug addiction, whether it's just bad habits, but yet we make excuses of why we don't do them, and we wonder why we don't overcome. The Israelites were told, look to the land that flows with milk and honey and every good thing that they could imagine. But that generation never entered it. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that. So I just think a huge part of it is to focus on the good, because we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. And that's just small steps every day, whether it's exercising every day. Start out small, do 5 minutes, do 10 minutes. Eating right, start out small, cut out one thing at a time. But I think God wants us to always be growing. He planted us here. And when we plant something, we expect it to grow. We have to nurture it. We have to water it. It has to have enough sunlight. It doesn't always happen. Sometimes things don't grow, but I believe he expects us and wants us to keep growing. I think a lot of people make excuses in life. We want life to be easy. We want to relax. I think there's a give and take for that, because I'm a go-getter. I'm the type A personality more. I want to go, do. But there's a lot of people who want to enjoy life more. So where's that balance? But let's try to focus on doing what's right in the next hour for just today and enjoy the journey. There's birth, life, death, and I believe heaven. Birth, life, death, heaven. It's so short, and we need to enjoy every day that we have. We're not promised tomorrow, just today. Grace, grace, God's grace, grace that will pardon and cleanse within. Oh, grace, grace, God's grace, grace that is greater than all my sin. So I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe and follow along as we fix what's broken, sing what's true, and share our journey of faith with you. Now, to those of you who have watched the whole video, you can see what happened to me. Boy, you should see what the other girl looks like. No, I just happened to have a construction calamity. Yeah, it's, you know, it was like a crowbar decided to kiss my mouth without my permission. Yeah, it was just one of those, you know, little silly little accidents. Like, how did that happen and why did I do that? I did it all by myself. Anyway, yeah, I got a real fat lip. I've never had a fat lip like this before, and I had it written in my calendar to do this journal yesterday morning, and you know, I let life get in the way and I didn't do it. But so I just had to do this. Face looking like heck or not. Love you all. Hope you are having a blessed day, a blessed week, and see you next time.